Hey, what's up, you guys? I just wanted to make a quick note before I show you guys a workout video that I did for training legs. And I wanted to clarify something in terms of training for strength versus training for size, right? Because they are two totally different things. You can train to be strong and not get any bigger. And you'll see a lot of powerlifters do this because they're in specific weight classes. So they train to get stronger, but they don't want to get bigger. They don't want to grow their muscles and actually get heavier because they want to stay in a specific class. And so the type of exercise you do, your rep ranges, your body type, your genetics, all play a factor in how you grow. Like when I played football, I was playing football, I had to limit the types of workouts that I did and the amount of workouts that I did because I was already, 215, sometimes 220 pounds, when I played. I could have easily been 225, 230, and that was just too much weight for me to carry around as a wide receiver at 6 feet 2 inches. You know what I'm saying? If I was taller, I could carry that weight around because I'd be a thinner frame. But I'm like more of a blocky running back type frame. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to carry that much weight around, so I had to limit the types of training that I did. And so there are various training techniques where you train one versus the other, and your genetics play a big factor in where you carry more weight. I'm broad shouldered, I carry more weight up top and in my midsection because I have a fairly wide waistline. Like even when I'm at my leanest, I'm 36 inches in the waist. So I can carry a lot of weight on my waistline, but I can cover it up and hide it very well. You know what I'm saying? Because I have broad shoulders and I carry a lot of weight in my chest and shoulders. Now, it's hard for me to develop my arms, so that's something where I work to train for size on. I work to train for size now as I get older. I work to train for size now in my upper body because that's kind of like my display as a personal trainer, because that's something that people notice readily. They notice broad, muscular shoulders, lean shoulders and chest. That's something that I can show off without walking around with my shirt off all the time. You know what I'm saying? I try to stay lean in the midsection too, but showing off shoulders and chest and not necessarily like skin. You can see that in a nice fitted shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to have on, and it doesn't have to be like extra tight or anything like that. Just a nice fitted shirt, man. You can see where somebody's been working out. And if you got back muscle definition, you can see that in a nice tailor fit type shirt. So that's what I work on now. I work on size. I do not work on strength, trying to get as strong as possible because I don't want to risk injury, as I get older. I want to work on preservation, but I want to maintain size though, because I believe that it looks better and it gives me something to train towards. It's not going to get me injured. And like I said, size is not training for strength and size are not necessarily correlated. You can be small and still work on strength. As a matter of fact, there's a guy on YouTube who it's like UF powerlifter or something. He's like 169 pounds or something. He's doing 400-pound bench press. He barely looks like he works out at all. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of powerlifters, that's what they do. They train for a specific weight class. They can't put on a bunch of size. So when I train my legs, because I'm a runner, I run a lot. I go out and I play soccer. Big tree trunk legs are basically for show. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no need for it. You know what I'm saying? Like I have fairly substantial, my upper thighs are fairly thick. I think from like playing soccer growing up, and my glutes are fairly strong. I think that's partially genetic and part of being a soccer player. Soccer players have really strong hip flexion and glutes generally. Some of that is genetic, some of that is from my background growing up playing soccer. So I want to keep my legs the way they are. I don't want big old legs because you can't move them. You know what I'm saying? The bigger it is, the harder it is to move. I'm okay not being super flexible in my upper body. I am not okay being super tight and stiff in my lower body. So I train for strength and endurance in my lower body. So that's why I don't do the heavy squats and all that stuff. Most of that stuff is ego lifting anyway, So if you want to train for size, that's fine and well, that's your choice. But I'm just talking about for me specifically, I want to train for strength/endurance in my legs. To a certain point. I want sustainable long-term strength. All right, that's not going to risk injury. And so this workout that's coming up is one that will be applicable definitely for runners. It's moderate weight. It's not super heavy weight because I don't do super heavy weight leg days, specifically because my knees are just not, my knees have been through enough with all the sports that I played. I'm not going to take them through these, super heavy weight workouts because the imbalance, I hurt my back. I throw my back out fairly easily. Plus, I'm not interested in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not interested in big old legs. I'm not interested in that at all. Or lifting heavy weight. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. It's just a leg workout that I did recently with some of my corporate clients. And it's a good one to try at home. It's a circuit style, and it's one that you can get done in a quick period of time. So this checks off a lot of boxes, like the kind of a pump session, kind of quick workout. It fits also in the run less, but get faster mode, because a lot of runners don't spend that time. They can allocate some of that time running mindless miles when you just go out and run the same pace every day. Spend some of that time getting stronger. Spend some of that time doing HIIT cardio to improve your VO2 max. Spend some of that time warming up so that when you run, your blood vessels are already open and getting the blood flow. Spend some of that time getting more, flexible so your strides are longer. These are all things you can do to get faster. And I want to make separate videos for all of these, but this particular video checks that box in terms of one of those things that you can do that's not running itself, but that will make you a better runner. So like I said, man, training for strength versus training for size, decide what you want to do. And I showed you guys in the video I just did with the young ladies, I got substantial glutes, man. My glutes be popping, boy. Hey, I don't show them off all the time, but I represented them glutes now. But don't be looking too hard. I don't need y'all looking at my butt too hard. I don't need all that. Ain't gonna be no booty watching around here. Ain't gonna be none of that. So anyways, guys, enjoy the video. I'll holler at y'all next time, man. Peace out. All right, guys, I realized that it's been a while, man, since I did a leg workout video. It's not that I'm just like neglecting my legs, but it's just been a while since I made a true leg workout video. I did the squat tutorial, but it's been a minute, man, since I did a true leg workout video. So I wanted to do this for you guys, so you guys kind of know my current leg routine. And so I'm gonna go through the workout first, and then I'll give you guys a little bit of elaboration on why I do what I do. So this is a treadmill rotation. These are great for cardio, but they're also great for building your leg muscle. Just imagine pushing a sled. You could do this anywhere. You don't have to be outside. Just hop on a treadmill and push that belt with your legs, and you realize real quick that it's really a tough exercise. It's a good starter because it gets the blood flowing in your legs. And especially if you're going to do, heavier weights, it's good to get that blood flowing in those muscles, get those blood vessels open. All right, my second exercise here is a single leg squat. Notice that I'm going as deep as possible to that knee almost touches the floor. This is a great exercise for hip strength. All right, going deep in that motion and keeping that other leg up. And they're also going to help keep parity between both legs. You do not want to have imbalance in your legs, because that's just going to lead to inevitably it's going to lead to a back injury if you have issues, big deviation in strength from right to left, because your body's going to adjust and it's going to put all that pressure on your back, because your back is going to have to make up the slack by those muscles that are compensating for one weak side. So I did 8 reps on each leg of the single leg squats, making sure that the knee did not go past the toe, and that I was getting my depth. All right, keeping your back straight. Whenever you're doing legs, your back needs to be as straight as possible in every exercise. Do not hunch your back, period. All right, my next exercise is weighted step-ups. We did a barbell here. I just wanted to do that because dumbbells, I feel they kind of get in the way of your legs, because if you're holding them. So if you want to do weighted step-ups, putting the bar up on your shoulders, get some out of the way so you have free range of motion to go all the way up and down. And you want the box to be slightly above the knee, because you want to start from a position that forces you to use your hips first.
A lot of people do a lot of squats and their hips are still weak because they do not utilize the full range of motion. When you're below parallel, that's all hips, That's primarily your hip strength that's being engaged before your quads take over as you get to parallel and above. You really need to focus on building your hip strength because your hips are where all of your quad muscles, your glutes, which are the biggest and strongest muscle in your body, actually attached to. So you want to keep your hips strong, both front and back, so that you have a good anchor point to protect your back and you have good range of motion and good quality strength. All right. So I put this clip in here. This is one of my clients, and he's going to do what a lot of people typically do when you do deadlifts. All right. He's going to grab the weight and he's just going to kind of go through the reps and just kind of make it into a fluid movement. Now, there are some times where fluid movement is okay. Deadlifts is not one of them. Like, you don't want to just go down and touch and then go back up. You see where the bar is touching on one side and not the other every time? That's because, and that means that every consecutive deadlift is off balance. So that weight is being shifted from one side because you're having to compensate from lifting an unequally balanced weight. I like not to use clips on deadlifts personally, because it forces you to stay balanced to keep those weights from moving around. All right, forces you to take your time, and even on the eccentric, as you lower yourself down, and I'm coaching him here to kind of try to get him kind of doing it in the right form. And especially, we're doing sumo deadlifts here, so you gotta get the mind muscle connection. And when you're going through it real fast, you cannot get the mind muscle connection, because think about all the muscles. This is a compound exercise. This is basically a full body exercise. So if you're just going through them real fast, think about all the other muscles that you can recruit. You're recruiting upper back, you're recruiting lower back, you're recruiting shoulders, traps, you're recruiting hamstrings, you're recruiting quadriceps, and you know what I'm saying? And really, with sumo deadlifts, you really want to target your glute and your inner thighs and your hamstrings. So you want to take your time doing these reps. So this is a more ideal way. You want to reset every time. Lower it down, reset your butt, lift the weight. All right, lower it down, reset your butt, lift the weight. Each rep is treated individually so that you can target the specific muscle groups that you want to work. Deadlifts is one where people rush through it because they watch some CrossFit videos and they see people bouncing the weight up and off the ground. That's made for cardio and competition. That is not made for targeting specific muscle groups, right? In addition, you just keep that weight on your back when you just keep going over and over and over again. Every time I reset, I get to relax my back. I reset my butt, my back gets a second to relax, and I can start the next rep. Name, and when I picked up, she was extremely upset, and that's when my ex claimed that she needed to be next to me. All she wanted was some ecstasy. All right, so you guys try this workout. This was done in quick succession. There was no rest in between, minimal rest in between repetitions. We did 3 rounds. Ideally, I probably would have done 4, but we were crunching the time. So try this workout out, man. Please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know how you like it after you've tried it. And I'll holler at you guys in the next video. Peace out.